This is Tara from the customer success team. I hope you're all doing well. We're going to get started in just a minute. We still have a lot of people joining. We also have Brianna on the line. Brianna, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Brianna Harris. I am in charge of business development at ARIVE. Thank you guys all for joining today. Just in case you weren't aware, we do have office hours every Tuesday and Thursday, same time. And then we also have ARIVE University that goes over all of our updates and releases. That's bi-weekly, and we do have a session tomorrow. We will have an email going out as well as a Facebook announcement after this office hour session is over. So thank you guys again.
So how can I help? Anybody have any questions right off the bat for me? Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning. I do have a question.
Sure.
I noticed I was going through pricing out a file. It had EPM priced at 200, yet when I look at the lender list, it has us as 275. And so I was wondering, because I don't want to falsely price out a loan, and so those numbers would be off, as to why there's a variance from what we see in our lead spreadsheet as far as what our comp level is, and why there's a variance inside ARIVE, because it's the corporate account, so are we able to change that, or we're not able to change that? Because whenever I see pricing, if I see EPM, I know the pricing's off by the 3/4 of a point already. And so what kind of resolution do we have for that kind of scenario?
So the comp, are you a broker owner?
I'm not a broker owner. I work with Nexa.
Okay. So what happens is we get a feed from the lenders every day. And that shows us who is on their approved list, what their compensation is. So your company admin there at Nexa, excuse me, I was going to say Lexus. So if you're looking at my screen right now, I'm in the company admin section of ARIVE, and under lenders, that's where we get that compensation in at. So you may have to change it manually.
Okay. Are we able to do that, or is it only the broker owner admin responsibilities able to do that?
So for Nexa, Brianna, do you happen to know if who is doing the company settings for Nexa right now?
I'm not sure, but let me check. I'll get back to you really quick.
Okay, thank you. And we'll get back to you with that, Kevin. Okay. I mean, Tommy. Sorry.
No, thank you very much, because that was my main concern, and so I'm still going to take advantage of this time right now with you. But thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions?
Nope, we're good. Keep going.
Okay. So Becky has a question, and her question is, in the fees area on borrower paid compensation, is there any option to have the broker comp as a percentage of the loan amount instead of a flat fee? Okay, Becky. Becky, did you want to go ahead and unmute yourself? So
hi Tara, this is Brian Pettit, and Becky and I work in the same office together.
Okay.
And she's like, Brian, unmute yourself, because I can't unmute from my computer, so I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
So if you don't mind, I can answer whatever questions you have that you were going to ask her on that.
So she's talking about the so let's go into the pipeline. I just want to make sure that I'm going into the right area. So I want to go in and price a loan out here and just make sure that I'm doing what she is referencing. So let me go into the product and pricing engine here. And let me change this to borrower paid. Okay, So she's referencing the admin fee here.
Well, no. So if you went into the pricing if you go over to the apply button over there, or excuse me, no. Sorry, we've been with ARIVE for like a week here.
Oh, okay.
But if you go into the advanced settings, you can click on borrower paid, and then you can also click on fee in pricing. I think it's fee in price there.
Okay, I didn't.
So
do
what
that.
she's asking, what she's asking is on the when you go over to the fees. So click on whatever rate and stuff, and then when you go into it, since we're borrower paid on the fees worksheet, there's when you go to the review fees tab, there's right there, originator compensation. So in that section, is there a way, I mean, we can put in the flat fee, right? But we're wondering if there's a way to just put in a percentage of the loan amount so that it changes as the loan amount goes up and down on that, Tara.
So you may be able to do that in the closing cost template. So let's take a look at that real quick. I'm sorry, I'm just letting others into the room real quick. Okay, so closing cost template. I think you have to change it manually. I do not think that it's in the closing cost template. I'm going back to a conversation that I had with Sushil, and I don't believe that is available. I think you have to change it manually, to be honest with you.
Okay. So we would just have
however, that is great feedback. So if you want to send that to feedback@arrive.com, that would be great.
Okay.
So just for everyone that is on the call, ARIVE, a lot of the ARIVE changes and features that come into the system are all based on feedback from the brokers. So if you have any feedback for us, please do not hesitate, but to send that to feedback@arrive.com. It is captured and reviewed on a daily basis. Does anyone have any other questions for me?
Before we go off of that, Tara, can I, sorry guys, but if you go back to that fees worksheet you were working on for us.
Okay.
And under the review fees there,
Go ahead.
So there's a really cool form that comes out of on the review fees that it and just wondering if there's how we can potentially do this, or if we're probably doing it wrong. But when you're on the review fees worksheet, there's a little send to borrower a fees worksheet after you've done the review the fees and whatnot. And yep, you're almost there.
Yeah, I know. I have to apply. You have to have a product applied in order to get to the review fees.
Yeah.
I just selected another loan. All right, let's just apply this product real quick. But go ahead with your question. So, okay, so up here you have this send here.
Yeah, so that is awesome. And we use that and send it out. What I'm wondering is there a way, I couldn't find that in the document forms where it could be stored in my documents. And then I didn't see how I could maybe send it along with, say like a borrower authorization form or whatever to the borrower through eSign. It's like I can send the forms that are listed in the disclosure forms out through the eSign from ARIVE, but that form, that fees worksheet form, and I'm just wondering if we're doing it wrong on that.
So what you can do is it doesn't come over into your document. So let me just pause my screen for a second and pull it from my email.
Okay.
Pause screen. But that is a great idea. So you can definitely send that to feedback that you would like to see that fee worksheet go into the document section.
Okay, so there's not a, we didn't, in other words, we didn't miss it in the document section.
No, you
is
didn't.
what-
So here's
okay.
that fee. So here's the initial fees worksheet, right?
Yeah,
So I just
uh-huh.
I downloaded it.
Yeah,
Let me replace it. So let me close out of this. What you can do is select upload for right now. Click on the upload button, go to your downloads. So here it is right here. You can select the classification. I'm just going to select the first thing on the list, and you can select upload. Now from here, now it's in this, in your document section here. So what you can do is if you want to, you click on that, and then on the right-hand side of the screen, you can select create e-sign.
oh, okay. Do you
So
mind?
there's a little bit of a workaround with that, but definitely
Okay.
send that to feedback. I think that is something that should happen once you download it, because if you download the pre-approval letter, it goes into the document section. So should the IFW.
Is there any way you could just walk through those 3 steps again, Tara? I apologize.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So what you'll do is you'll go back into the document. So you're in the loan. So you're in the review fees.
Yeah.
You're going to send it. So we'll pretend that we sent it. Now you'll download it, or you sent it to yourself, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So you'll download it. So it will be in your download section. And then what you'll do is you'll head down to your documents.
Okay.
From here, you'll select upload.
Oh, upload. Okay, gotcha.
And you could even drag and drop into this field, and then you'll find that document here, select your classification.
Right.
And then you'll select upload.
Okay.
Cannot use this file. Why? Oh, maybe because I just did it. Let's see.
But I get it now. Yeah.
Okay. But
And
I want to
then go to the e-sign on there. Okay.
Yeah. So once you
Okay.
upload that document, you can do that e-sign once you click on it.
Okay. That's awesome. All right. So Becky and I do have other questions, but we've monopolized enough time for now. So if you have some other time, you can come back to us. We do have some other questions on that, Tara.
Sounds good. Does anyone have any other questions?
I do. My name is Shazim.
Hi, Shazim. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well.
I'm literally brand new to Arrive. Just started playing with it yesterday.
I'm so glad that you've arrived.
Thank you. Speaking of what the gentleman before was talking about the e-sign stuff, my broker wanted to know, is it integrated with Docusignature platform to send out the e-signatures?
Yes. So if you go to your user settings and you head down to your credentials on the left of your screen, the e-signing authorization is Docusign right now.
Okay, so it's only Docusign for the time being,
Yeah,
right?
that is correct.
Okay. And then another question I had, I was playing around with the system, putting a loan in with my wife, and she started going through it, and all the disclosures and things like, not the disclosures, the declarations and all that stuff.
Okay.
She was able to sign on my behalf. Is that kind of what the standard is if you're running it together, or?
I'm sorry. So you were breaking up a tiny bit. Can you just repeat that for me?
Yeah. So with the, when she was filling it out and it got to the declarations, the demographics, credit authorization part at the end, she was filling it out, and it was filling it out for me as, you know, even though like I thought it was going to be where each person would kind of do their own authorization.
Okay.
Is that standard if it's a husband and wife kind of thing, or they're filling out a joint application?
So
or is there a way to separate that? Because I thought I unchecked the box for can complete borrower task.
Oh, okay. So you know what you would do with that one? If you can send that loan to support@arrive.com so that we can take a look at it and make sure that it's not a bug or something like that going on with it.
Support@arrive.com.
Correct.
Okay.
And you can CC me on it, and I will add my email in the chat. Okay.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Does anyone have any other questions?
Hi, my name is Anna. I have a question.
Sure, go ahead, Emma.
I wanted to find out, so how I work on Arrive is like I have the basic information of my borrower and everything, and then I send it to one of the lenders, right? And after that, I do everything on the lender side, like the
Yes.
disclosures, the conditions, everything goes through the lender side. So my question is like, what do you guys recommend, like to be in compliance? Do I just in the end, like upload the lender file in the loan in on Arrive, or because I don't want to do double work, like once I work on the lender side and then I work on in Arrive.
So, some of our other experienced brokers that might be on a call might have some advice for you. When it comes to compliance, I'm not a compliance officer, so I don't want to speak too much on that.
Mhm.
However, what some of our brokers do are they'll go into the audit and date section within the loan, and they'll come back into Arrive and update that information as the loan is moving through the lender's TPO.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing too. Like I just put in the dates, as from whatever lender, I'm putting in the dates, but I'm not putting all the conditions in here. I'm not putting all the documents. Like I just have basic documents in my document section. And after, like once I transfer the loan, I hardly come back to Arrive other than fixing this screen right here.
Yeah, so this screen is somewhat important if you're going to pull your MCR report from Arrive. And as you can see, after some of the work, milestones here, you see MCR. So this is where Arrive pulls your dates from the MCR report. So you would want to make sure, if that's what you're doing, that you have your dates updated in Arrive.
Okay, and also like I just started using Arrive. I was in Lending Pad earlier. Can you show me how do you pull the MCR report from Arrive?
Absolutely. So while you're in Arrive, so it doesn't matter where you are in the system, you will come up to the reports here and go to call reports. From here, you would select continue, or you would probably just have your state, but because this is a testing profile, and then you'll have all of your information right here.
And you just use this, huh?
Yeah. So you can export this data if you want to take a look at it a little further. And then once you're happy with everything, you can just generate the XML and then take that to the NMLS site and upload it.
Okay. Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes it seems too good to be true, right?
Yes. And the other question, I'm asking too many. The other question is, how like once we have all the 6 elements, we have to submit the LE.
Right.
So like if we are not sure, you just like don't put the address in. Is that what is done?
So what you would do is just one of those 6 points you would want to leave empty. So if it is, let's say maybe the appraised value, you could just take out the appraised value here.
Oh, okay. And one more question, like I see like this is getting recorded. Like, is there a way we can watch the earlier recordings for?
Oh, absolutely. So Brianna she's been working digitally on our support page. So for those of you that are new to Arrive, you can go to support.arrive.com. And on this page, if you go to webinars and training videos, there are training videos here. We have our Arrive University webinars, which we will have one taking place tomorrow at 1:00 Eastern time. If anyone is interested, we will send out an email for those to register, right, Bree?
Yes, we will. And then also make sure that you're logged in when you're on this page, or else you will not be able to see the Arrive in 3 minutes or less. And we also have a YouTube channel. It's just Arrive on YouTube, and you will see all of our previous recordings of office hours, Broker Connects, and other events that we have.
Oh, okay, thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Thank you, Emma, for participating.
Thank you.
So we do have a couple questions in the chat. I'm going to grab Kevin's question, and then from there, we'll take some live questions. So Kevin asks, good morning. Are the lenders on the pricing section drop down the only lenders that we can use? How do we use a lender outside of those that are presented? So you can use lenders outside of that, Kevin. And what you would do if you are a broker owner is you'll head down to your profile, go to your company settings. Then to the left of the screen, you're going to head over to your lender section. This is where you can add your manual lenders. So what we'll do is I'll take an example and I'll show you how to price a loan with a manual lender. So pricing a loan with a manual lender is really just that, it's manual. So if you go into the product and pricing engine and you go to price the loan, what you'll do is select your lender. So we'll use Tara Lending. And we're going to select any other options that we want for that loan. And then we're going to select price loan. So what ARIVE does is it's going to give you this generic 4.75%. And you can come in here to this edit button, select edit, and then you can change that rate to whatever rate that is that you want to offer to your borrower. You'll select update, and now you'll see that you'll have the ability to add this lender to like your mortgage quotes and your IFW and so forth. Does that answer your question? You're welcome. So we have another question from George. George says, is there a way to download all of my borrowers' docs on a one-click instead of downloading it one by one? Of course, George, we would not do that to you. So let's head into a document where we have more than one doc. Let's see, this one has 6. So what you'll do is while you're in your document section, you see this little button right here to the top left where it says all documents. If you select that, you can go ahead and download all of those documents, or you can merge them all into one doc. Let's select this classification. You can merge them all into one doc here. And then what you can do is you can click on that doc and then download it. So you can either download them all separately, all in one shot, or you can merge them into one doc and then download that one document. And then George also has another question. Also, I see sometimes when I download the 3.2 and import the loan, that it is incomplete, even though it was complete application. How can we fix that? So George, if you wouldn't mind sending an example 3.2 file for where that's happening to support@arrive.com, and then CC me on that ticket, if you wouldn't mind. Is there a way to, so Becky has a question, is there a way to add a custom form to documents? Well, it is your lucky day. So yesterday we did a deployment in ARIVE where you can now add your custom documents. So let's head over to our company admin section and let's head over to your forms. So I'm just going to upload this IFW that we were doing as a custom form. And here you have dynamic text that you can add, check boxes and so forth. So if you need a signature box on here, you can add that there, and then you can select save, and then you can name this to what you want it to be. So let's just call this IFW. We'll save this in the miscellaneous disclosures, and we'll say it's other forms and select save. So now let's take a look for that form. Oh, other forms. So here it is right here. So you can upload your custom forms right here. And you can download it if you need to. Any other questions, Becky? Okay, so we can open up the floor that answers all the questions in the chat. Does anyone have any other questions? If not, we can go head back to Brian. I know he had quite a few more.
I do have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Hi, my name is Ron. It's kind of two questions. First, when I started using ARIVE, I watched a training video called Getting Started for Users,
Okay.
and it was from March 19th. Now I see one in the training section where you just showed us, and it's called ARIVE Demo from September 9th.
Yes.
Do you think this ARIVE Demo one replaced the Getting Started one?
In my opinion, yes. The March one is fairly outdated. We redid it with the new features in September. So I would kind of leverage that ARIVE demo over the user one.
Fantastic. And is one of the changes, because I had learned to send out the needs list, like we would basically send out the invite for the application, and then we would send a second email with the needs list. It seems like now the system is sending that out for us. Is that true?
It depends on, are you a broker owner?
Yes.
Okay, so it depends on how you have it set up in the system. So if you head over to your company settings up here and go to your company settings, head over to your point of sale configuration. From there, if you scroll down, you'll see where it says consent configs.
Okay.
This button is highlighted blue. That means that your task list is automatically turned on. So once the borrower submits their application online, it will bring them to their task list based off of the questions that they have answered.
Great.
If
So
you
that's
have,
if,
go ahead.
So that's if once they submit it. So, but if we want to send it to them before they submit it, then I should continue to just email it right after we give them the invite.
That's correct. So if you want to generate it manually, what you would do is just go ahead and do what you were probably typically doing, which is heading into the loan, going to your client needs, and then generating it, auto-generating it, right?
Wonderful. Thank you so much. That answered my questions.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you.
Ron. Have a great day.
You too. I'm going to stay on and listen. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Hey, invite friends over. Okay.
I definitely will.
Okay. So we have a question from Rhonda. Will we be able to use Adobe instead of Docusign? So it is something that we are currently looking into, Rhonda. I do not have an ETA, and if Adobe will be one that we choose. However, feedback is everything. So we have a lot of users that will send an email to feedback stating that they would like to see Adobe in there. So I would go ahead and add to that. Kevin has a question. How do you upload a file from ARIVE into Calyx? Why would you want to do that, Kevin? So what you would do is head over to your loan file. You would export. I don't know much about Calyx, I'm sorry. But if you export the 3.2 or the 3.4 file, it should download, and then you could probably bring that into Calyx. I hope that helps you. You're welcome. So Julian has a question. How far are the smart fees overpriced, given or taken by how much? To be honest with you, Julian, if you wouldn't mind unmuting and giving me a little bit more context around that. I don't know how overpriced they are. It's an integration with Closing Corp.
Oh, okay. We're just wondering how much, like, how far we might be off, like if we're off by, like, maybe a certain percentage, just to like what expect, give or take. Because sometimes I see it post on the high end of stuff.
Okay.
But like I said before, it's better to post on the high end, right? Than on the lower end.
Obviously, yeah.
But sometimes we have like clients that are, dollar by dollar, everything counts. So we want to make sure that, if it's a certain percentage that I can, look back and be like, okay, like it's going to be fine regardless.
I can take down that feedback, but again, it's just really, it's for ARIVE. It's an integration with Closing Corp. So that would be a question that you probably may want to ask them.
Okay, perfect.
And I believe if you go into the smart fees as well, there is an area for you to contact them. Yeah, there's a support down here. So you may be able to contact them and find out, you know, how much they may inflate, you know, the particular fee.
Perfect. Seems reasonable.
Okay. Did you have any other questions?
Yes. And then the last question that I had was for Docusign. Whenever I sent out like a borrower's authorization or verification of employment, I noticed that when I put a loan officer required e-sign, I'm a little bit confused because I clicked that yes, we require e-sign from our brokerage, but at the same time, it's like it's not it just seems like I go into Docusign at that moment, and then I have to like place the signatures. I don't know. It just seems so confusing. I'm like, you know, when does the borrower sign? When do I sign? Because I'm having the borrower sign first, and then I got to print it out and, you know, wet sign it.
Okay. I'm going to have to get back to you on that one, Julian. I'm going to take this down and I will definitely have get back to you or have someone get back to you in regards to it. Okay.
Right. Or like maybe how would you go through an e-signing process yourself if you were?
I don't have a Docusign account, but from what I've seen is you would just drag over where you need them to sign and then send that right over. When it comes to you signing it, I would think that at that point you should be able to sign it. But again, I don't have an account, so that's why I would have to definitely get back to you.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for your help.
You're welcome. Okay, so we have another question from Susie. I have a file that I have priced out with an integrated lender. In a rush, I tried to export the 3-4 file to lock with a non-integrated lender, and somehow I must have triggered it to register. And now it's showing as registered with the wrong lender. Is there a way to change the lender to show the correct non-integrated lender? So Susie, what I would do is I would confirm, do you know if the file is in that lender system? So you may have to adverse that with them. If you want to unmute, you can, or you can type in the chat. It is not, I checked. Okay, so then what I would do is I would just go, if it's not, you should be able to go back in and reprice, or if you wanted to look fresh, what you could do is just export that 3-4 file and then archive that file, that current file, and then import it back into ARIVE and then just update it to the correct lender. And if you need assistance, let me know. I can kind of walk you through how to do that. Okay, yeah, if you need anything else, Susie, please let me know. All right, so who do we have next in our chat here? So we have the Docusign, Susie. Becky, is there a way to generate a pre-approval letter after a file has been registered, after the loan is registered, that the tab is grayed out? So let's take a look and test that out. So let me grab a loan up. Grabbing a loan right now that we have registered with a lender. And let's head over to the pre-approval tab. And no, you could do it. So this was registered with a lender, and I just slide over that pre-approval and you should be able to send it or download it. Let me know if you have any questions, or if that's not the case for you, Becky, then what I would do is send that to support@arive.com with that loan number. and you can CC me on that email. All right, next question. Can you disable smart fees? Can you disable auto impound account in the fee screen? Mine always shows months for impounds. I delete it manually. How can I add a new user? Okay, so you have multiple questions here. You cannot disable the smart fees. You could just choose, I guess, not to click on that in the review fee section. Can you disable the auto impound account in the fee screen? So let's go into the fee screen here. Let me go into another loan. So my question to you is, do you have the impound fee in your closing costs template? If so, that could be why it's continually showing up. And if you delete it from there, you should know it should no longer show in the review fee section. Did you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and let me know if that's not the case? And I'm speaking to Ramez, I'm sorry. I would definitely check for that fee in your closing costs template in the company admin section, and you can remove it from there. And then how can you add an additional user? So if you head over to your company settings here, profile company settings, you will have to add an additional seat into ARIVE. And then you would head over to your user section here to the left of the screen and then select add user. And then once you've filled in the appropriate information, you can go ahead and add your user there. So let's add, we have another question from John. Are any non-QM lenders being considered for adding to your lender list? Hi, John. So we are looking to add a lot of lenders in 2022. Brianna, do you know if any of them happen to be any non-QM lenders?
Off the top of my head, I know that we do have a good array of lenders. We can't really disclose exactly who they are just yet. We have some that will be coming on very early into the new year, but I'm not 100% sure if any are solely dedicated in non-QM.
Okay, thank you. So Robert, Love Robert has a question. Can you show how to set up an application? So if you were to start a new application in ARIVE, what you would do is head over to your pipeline. And then to the right of the screen, select new. And you can select loan. From here, you can import a 3.4 file, and it's pretty simple. Just click that, select your 3.4 file. And this will show you all of the customers that are in the system with that name. And you can either choose to select one of those loans or just create the application here. And now you have your application started. Now, if you want to do it manually, you would just select loan and type in your borrower's first and last name and email address. And then select create application. Once you've done that, you can go to the left of the screen and select invite borrower underneath your borrower's name. This will send them a link to your application to fill out so that you don't have to fill out the application manually. Now, one other thing that you can do to get an application started is simply just share your point of sale link. So you can find that by going to your profile and then selecting your borrower portal. Once you've done that, or you can select the two little boxes here to copy the link, you can paste that link and just send that to your borrower and they can start the application process on their own. I hope that answers your question, Love Robert. If you need more information on getting an application started, let me know. So it is in the, okay, you saw it now, thanks. So just go ahead and delete that, and then you shouldn't have to manually delete that anymore, Ramez. And then George has a question. Is there an ETA with an application for iPhone users for the LLM borrower, or no talks about that? So there are talks about the creating an app. However, ARIVE is mobile friendly. So for your borrowers, if they click on your point of sale link from their iPad or their iPhone, it will automatically adjust. If they're uploading files, George, from their iPhone, the system will take those JPEG files and convert them to a PDF for you. So are you experiencing, or are any of your borrowers experiencing any issues with ARIVE and their using the point of sale? Oh, okay. Yeah, so the system should auto format for the phone and iPad. And I know for Fuse, it was definitely something that was top on the list because Brianna and Harish and everyone were using iPads during that time. So that answers all the questions in the chat. I can go ahead and open back up. Does anyone have any other questions for me?
I do have some questions. If it's okay for me to jump in on that, Terry.
Of
This
course.
is Brian.
Go ahead, Brian.
So the first question is when we send out documents through ARIVE for e-sign to the client, do they just get one email, or can we set it up where it's like a reminder email that goes out either, you know, every day or every couple of days or anything like that? Sure.
So yeah, I just see Becky just asked that question. So if you head over into the setup options in ARIVE, what you can do is, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom of this page, you can turn on reminders for tasks pending. So if it's something that you need to have them sign and you have it as a need in ARIVE, then you can send and it will trigger them every day for them to update their tasks. And the same with if they need to submit their application. Okay, great.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then could you walk through a loan comparison? Like if I was using, my intention is to use ARIVE. So if you go back, to the fees and whatnot, could you walk through, you know, like if I set up a new loan and we plug in all the fees, and then you'll go and add in, you know, select the lender. So just choose one lender, like just choose only one of them, so we can compare, like, you know, interest rates in increments of an eighth, so to speak, on it. So what you would do is, so how ARIVE works in the comparison tool is, for example, let's say you're selecting this product, right? So you want to compare this product, but then you want to come in here and you want to compare this next product here. Yeah. So now you see that this checkbox is unchecked, but it's holding that other product up at the top. You would just select that again, and now that moves up at the top. Oh, so then if you want to select another one, you could do that, and you could do that up to 3 times, and then select compare. Okay. And you can do this the same thing. So if you have all of your lenders, you could do that. You could do it and switch it to an FHA and then reprice. I'm gonna change that. So then what you would do is you see that the 3 are still holding here. So let's say we want to get rid of this one, and then we'll check this box off and then do compare. So then this is another one. Okay. So did you access that from Oh, you accessed it from products and pricing then.
Correct.
Okay.
And then if you want to add fees to this, you can select the add fee button at the top. And as you scroll down, there's a fee for each of those products.
Yeah.
And if you need to edit the fees, you could do that as well.
Oh, and we can edit it right there. We don't have to go back and edit them on the review fees sheet
Correct.
then. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, okay.
And then once you save it, those fees will save. So when you go into the results, once you download a comparison, so let's go ahead and download this one. One cool thing is this will now save in your loan quote section on the left-hand side of your screen, and it will hold those fees that you put in. So let's say if you want to reprice this loan, so you're in the loan quote section, and I apologize, my internet's a bit slow. But if you go back into the loan quote section, you can just come over here to rerun, and the system will hold those changes for you.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And then you can build out a new comparison.
Got it. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's really great. This is really helpful. We appreciate very much ARIVE. So thank you. Oh, is there an amortization schedule in ARIVE someplace?
So I actually found it yesterday.
Okay.
Was something that I learned something new with ARIVE every day. So let me go ahead and apply this product. And here it is right here.
So can you start where that went from again? Sorry.
No, it's fine. So let's go ahead and reprice. So once you apply the product, it will show up. So let's price the loan out and apply the product.
Got it.
And then it will be at the top of the screen.
Ah, okay.
There it is.
Got it.
And you can download it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
And so you first clicked on apply the product, and then that's when that button popped up there.
That's
Okay.
correct.
Got it. Okay, awesome.
All right. Ramez has a question on the setup options tab. There's a button, email preferences. If this is left checked, does it send updates to the borrower automatically anytime we make updates on our end? Is this what it's doing? So let's go through that. So that's kind of a two-part question. So it depends on how you have your company set up. So as you can see on this loan, as a default in my company admin section, I have set this up to have the milestones triggered for each of these products where you see the check marks. Now, if yours is blank, you would add the check marks. The areas that are checked off, when this loan hits these specific milestones, yes, then the email will trigger. If this is turned off, then nothing will trigger to that borrower at all. We have another question from Bryant. Is there any way to change fees in a comparison sheet and it changes for all three worksheets, or do we have to go in to each and change one? So let's test that out. I think you have to go into each and change it because they're all different products, but let's go ahead and test that out, Bryant. Great question. That's why I love holding office hours, because it also teaches me something new as well. All right, edit fees, and we're going to come here and we'll just edit this fee here. No, you have to do it for each one because they are different products, because they could be from different lenders too. However, that's great feedback, Brian, and I would suggest that you send that to feedback@arive.com. Becky has a question. Some of the forms show our company name, but we want them to show our DBA. Is there a way to set? Yes, there is, Becky. So back into your company admin section here, what you can do in the organization information tab is you can scroll down and do your DBA branding configuration here. And you can upload your logo and your trade name. Do we have any other questions? All the questions in the chat are open and we have about 10 more minutes left of office hours. Okay, Becky, you did that. Do me a favor. Can you send that to support@arrive.com and CC me on it? I'm going to add my email back into the chat again, just in case if it got lost somewhere. You're welcome. Do we have any other questions that we want to ask live?
Tara, this is John. Can you hear me?
Hi, John. How are you?
Good, good. Great presentation today. I'm new to ARIVE, about 6 weeks into next. I just got my personal website up and running as of yesterday and was looking to see how the interface for my website into ARIVE works. Where would I do that?
So, so you want to add your point of sale link to your website?
Yes, ma'am. In other words, when they complete my loan application in my website, it goes into ARIVE. Or I don't know, do I need it the other way around?
Yes. So what you would do is head over to your profile at the top right of your screen and select this copy button. And then you want to add that link, which you can make into a button like an apply now and put that on your website.
Okay, gotcha.
And if you need any further assistance or have any other questions, you can just email support@arrive.com and then CC me on it.
All right, gotcha. Thank you, Tara.
You're welcome. We have another John that has his hand up. Go ahead, John. Oh, where did he go? Did we lose John? I think we lost him. Does anyone have any other questions for me? We have 7 minutes left. No further questions? So while we have some free time and no questions, I want to remind everyone that you can go to the ARIVE page on YouTube. We have some really good videos there. Again, recordings of office hours are also stored there. And then you also can go to support.arrive.com. And this is also going to, as long as you're logged in, you'll have videos of 3 minutes or less. You'll also have additional training videos and webinars that you can go to. You can submit a ticket and you can schedule a demo if need be. To the right of the screen, you also have this chat feature that you can utilize to chat live with any of our live support agents. So does anyone have any questions? If not, I can go ahead and we can end the call and give everybody back 5 minutes of their time. Bree, is there anything that you want to add before we go ahead and end the call today?
Just one thing, if you're not in the ARIVE Facebook group, be sure to join. It's ARIVE Mortgage Brokers on Facebook. It's a great way to get some insight from other users, ask questions, get feedback, drop your feedback. It's just overall a great community. And be sure to watch out for our monthly newsletter. It'll go out the first or the second week of the month. It'll have all of our recordings from the month prior, as well as anything to look forward to in the following month. So thank you all for coming.
Thank you all for joining me today, and I look forward to working with you all in the future. Have a good day.